Welcome to Podnutz Daily for March 12th, 2009, episode number 152. Rough day again at the shop. We're doing this show on Thursday because Wednesday was just, I didn't feel like talking to anybody when I got home yesterday. Today isn't much better, so hopefully you guys will cheer me up and then I'll feel like talking more. One thing we did do today, and this is something I offered, I don't know if I've talked about it too much. A lot of times, if you're busy with customers, this is for those of you who have a computer repair business, or those of you who are just maybe doing it as a hobby, or whatever, and you have a lot of people who want you to work on their computer. I don't like to turn away people when I know I'm really booked. I probably can't get their computer done for a couple days, and they need it done immediately. It happened today. A person needed their computer tonight, and they wanted to bring it in, but I couldn't. We were backed up by like 20 computers, so I couldn't really bring it in to get it done today. So we do offer this one service. I call it Rush Service, and what it is basically they get bumped up to the top of the list, and as soon as that person brings in their computer, we work on it immediately. So if a person says, "I need my computer today," I say, "Well, look, we could have it done like in a couple days." "Well, no, I need it today." "Okay, well, we offer a rush service. It's $129 as opposed to the $79. And once you bring your computer in, we'll start working on it immediately, and we'll call you as soon as it's done." Well, we did one of those today, and we do every once in a while we get one of them that people need it right now. Don't turn away those customers. You know what I mean? You don't have to charge a premium price. If they need it right now, then they're willing to pay it. And if they're willing to pay it, then you can make a little money. And that is something I recommend doing rather than turning the business away, because it's a win-win. You help out that customer; they're going to remember you. Now they're your customer. They know that you accommodated them. You still gave them a good price. It works out. Okay, big announcement here for some of you. I know you had a question, and maybe you've all found a place, because I started selling Norton 2009 antivirus, anti-spyware at the shop. And I'm getting it for $15 a pop, basically. I'm selling it for $35. You guys have asked me, where do I get them for that cheap? And up until now, I've just been saying online, because I don't want to give away my supplier in case they run out. Well, I have a new supplier. Actually, somebody locally I could just drive over and pick them up and buy them from for the same price. So I'm going to give away my online supplier, which is somebody who's been pretty dependable. When you place an order, you get it probably in 3 to 4 days, I would say, on average. And good prices, seem like a pretty reputable company. They are hcdi.trading.com. hcdi.trading.com. Excuse me. Just do it when you go to that website. They sell like used computers and this kind of thing. Just do a search for Norton. You can buy 10 for $150 plus $10 shipping. Sell them for whatever you want, but that's a good deal. That's where I was getting them. hcditrading.com. Happy now? Okay, next thing I want to talk about. Windows 7 is what I was using on my main machine here, my main podcasting machine, my main home office machine. And 2 days ago, I backed down to Vista 32-bit edition because actually I could have backed down to Windows 7 32-bit edition. But there's just too many. No, actually, I don't think I could. There's too many little programs that I need to run or want to run that aren't compatible with Windows 7 64-bit edition. A lot of them are just because they don't have 64-bit editions, even for Vista. But I said, to play it safe, I'm just going to back down to Vista 32, make sure this way I have full compatibility with whatever program I want to run. Because I was getting a little tired of it. I needed to run some sequencing programs and recording programs, and they just did not support it. My Flash Media Encoder wasn't working properly. It actually still isn't today. I thought that was due to Windows 7. A couple other programs, just a little flaky, and they're just not ready. They weren't built for Windows 7. So I backed down, so I'll wait till Windows 7 gets officially released, and I'm going to load it up again. I do like Windows 7. And running Vista, I'll tell you guys, Vista runs perfectly fine after you get Service Pack 1 and all the updates. It runs great. They actually worked out any of the bugs that first had are gone. It runs nice. Me and my dad run it at the shop every day. No problems with it. None at all, actually. I'm so really surprised. So Vista's okay now in my book. It took them a little too long, but Vista's okay now. So I'm going to run Vista till 7 comes out. One thing I didn't like about 7, because I like to maneuver fast around my desktop. One thing I didn't like about 7 is there's no desktop icon in the quick launch. In XP and I think even before that, Windows ME, Vista, if you do quick launch in your taskbar, which means you have icons down there, kind of like the Apple Dock, you get that one that's the desktop, and you click that, and it just shows your desktop. Windows 7, you got to scroll all the way over to the right-hand side of the screen and touch the blank spot in the taskbar next to the clock, and that'll bring up your desktop. But if you're moving around fast like I am, it's a pain in the neck. Okay. One other thing we did at the shop today was we ran the Registry Restore wizard, which is on the Ultimate Boot CD. Run this if you want to try to do a system restore to handle some spyware or malware. You basically want to restore the registry back to before you got infected, but the malware, it has disabled your system restore. This doesn't necessarily mean the malware erased all of your restore points. It just means that it disabled system restore. So instead of messing all around with that, just load Ultimate Boot CD, go to Registry Tools, and pick the Registry Restore wizard. It's like a system restore, but it's through the Ultimate Boot CD. And it shows you all your restore points. And a lot of times you could restore back to before you got infected. And now I'm not going to say the end of story, that job is done at that point. I'm going to say now at least you can maneuver around in that machine without getting pop-ups every 2 seconds. Then run your malware bites. Then run Smith Fraud Fix and your CCleaners and that kind of thing. By the way, guys, I also have been running, on your recommendation, Revo uninstaller. I've been running it at home a couple times to uninstall some programs that I've been trying all kinds of music sequencing programs and loading and unloading. And Revo is a great program. It's a great suggestion, great tip. I can't remember who told me that exactly. I'm sorry. I think it was William. Because Revo uninstaller basically does an add remove programs kind of deal. It uninstalls a program and then does a further search in the registry for anything that the program's uninstaller didn't pick up, and then you can delete that. So that's a really great thing, because oftentimes there's programs have sloppy uninstallers. They won't get rid of all the traces of that program, and you're stuck with stuff in your registry. So I'm just looking in the chat room, and Saddle says, I grew green fur. That's because I'm using Webcam Max. It puts a green outline around me. It looks kind of funky, actually, like a 80s MTV video, kind of, from my end anyway. Okay. Let's do a voicemail, some emails, and if I think of anything else to talk about, we'll talk about that. And live calls. That's one thing that could take up some time.